This is Bad Pop here with some of the worst news ever. All right, everybody, call me a conspiracy therapist and put on your foil hats. Because guess what? I'm going to predict the next 911 style attack, or at least an attempt. Winning? No. Shit's going to get real. Let us begin. Yeah! Now listen, everybody. I want you to Google all this stuff on the board here. We're going to go through it. I'm not talking out of my ass here. Yeah. Actually, that's a good one. Currently, in the United States, there are 22 jihad training camps which have been in operation since 1980. And that's a lot of dudes with a lot of Palestinian alarm clocks, if you know what I mean. Allahu Akbar! Winning, no. And also, in the United States, we have 62 nuclear power plants running.
Are you telling me that this sucker is nuclear?
Why bother having to sneak in any nuclear material or nuclear warheads when all the material that they ever really need is already here? Actually, I did two twice, so. Yeah. 1, 2, 2. I don't really care. I don't have number issues. This is a Guinness issue. And Google Fukushima and Chernobyl and take a look at the carnage that was left behind after that is done and just see how serious this situation is. And those happen by accident. What I'm talking about is done deliberately. Conspiracy therapist. Number 4, I did my own research, and so can you, because I will put the links at the bottom. And I came up with roughly 9,000 individuals guarding all 62 sites within the United States. And listen, my hat's off to all those guys out there guarding that mess. You know, you're working at one of these sites, you go to the porta potty, whip it out, and you're looking at a glow stick. Oh shit! If you really want to shit your pants, edit that out. Google the jihad camp locations and the power plant locations. Put those two images on top of each other and then try to unsee that shit. I'm not saying it's conspiracy or anything, conspiracy therapist, but it is kind of a strange coincidence. Number 1 trick to breaking a siege or bringing an enemy to its knees is you cut off the water supply. Tactics 101. 3 days without water and you're dead. 3 weeks without food and you're dead. What's more important? Hold on, I need a beer. In Michigan, there are 4 power plant sites with 5 reactors, 2 of which are within 30 miles of the largest population of Muslims outside the Middle East. You can be there in 21 minutes on a freeway. That's no reaction time. All of the Great Lakes, the largest source of fresh water in the world, surrounded by nuclear power plants. What kind of shit is that? Are you out of your goddamn mind?
Crazy f***ers. Pure Michigan.
I want you all out there to Google mistakes made that allowed 9/11 to happen. And you'll realize that the overall mistake that they made was thinking that it couldn't happen. I want you to roll your brains back to September 10th, 2001. And just think, are jetliners going to be knocking down buildings and hitting the Pentagon? Hell no, that could never happen.
Holy f***. Oh my God! Oh my God!
So do you really think this is not possible? Learn from history, because it could and it did. Now I'm going to tell you how it's going to happen. Anyone with any war experience could cook this plan up with all the information that's on Google in roughly an hour to an hour and a half, and then they could do a little site reconnaissance to further make the plan even better. I've already stated that there's 9,000 officers securing 62 sites. You got 145 guards per site. You got 3 8-hour shifts. That's roughly 48 guards per shift securing that nuclear power plant. Chances are you're not going to have as many people on the night shift. Now you take one of these shifts and you can even divide that by the rule of 3 too, because at any given time you have 1/3 of the force are newbies, 1/3 have been there for a while, and 1/3 is on their way out. They have 16 dudes for the fence, 16 dudes at the building, 16 dudes in the vital areas within the plant. Now this is just the defense. All right, so you have 22 jihad camps, and each one can produce 20 fighters willing to die for their faith. That's 440 dudes willing to make a one-way trip. How many of these 48 are willing to die for their job? Then divide them into 3 for a 3-prong attack, and each attack is attacking a different plant at the same time. And that's 146 dudes per attack. Take 146 and multiply it by 40 pounds of equipment that each person can bring. That's 5,840 pounds of extra ammo, of explosives.
Also a quarter tequila, quarter rum, case of beer, pint of raw ether, 2 dozen ammo.
Of tools needed to destroy critical systems to cause a meltdown. And then it's all fun and games from there. All they really have to do is get from the fence to the building, and they own the building. But at maximum, you're gonna have roughly 22 guys versus 146. That's a 6.66 advantage, and I'm not making that number up. Okay, once they hit that fence and they make the first 911 call, you have 60 minutes before critical systems start getting destroyed. Do you think we can respond to that? I don't think so. It's over. If you Google Chernobyl, it's like 1,000 miles around that place has been depopulated. But then when you look at the Fukushima fallout, it's way bigger. I mean, it's gonna zero out all of that food, produce, water. You're gonna lose 6 states. Everyone would have to move the out of there. 440 dudes can take out 6 states. How much is that gonna cost? That's gonna be astronomical. This is genuine mark of the beast number here. It's gonna destroy the country. Are you scared yet? It's scaring me. I got like a shiver going up my spine. Shit's gonna get real. Okay, and you're like, oh, Pop, how do we stop this? Oh my God. Okay, get rid of these 22 jihad training camps. They have no business here in the country. They need to be gone. There's a big difference between religion and hate. When their book says all non-believers must die, you pull a platoon of combat-ready light infantry at each of these plants. It's all fun and games until you show up and you realize, hey, there's the platoon of infantry there, and they've got a couple of Mark 19s, and they're just itching to play some duck hunt. Yeah! Organize your local militias. An hour goes by pretty quick, because if something like this was to happen in your home state, and you want to wait for the bureaucracy and the National Guard and everyone to get lined up to do anything, good luck with that. Maybe somebody will call it in when they see them organizing out here. And now you have a militia attacking 146 guys who are going to attack a power plant. It'll never happen. And if vigilance is the price of liberty, this is your chance. I don't want to sound like a Greenpeace jack-off kind of guy, even though I enjoy those clips on YouTube. They're hilarious. But for God's sake, shut down these goddamn reactors. It's absolutely stupid. Let's move forward and not move back. Or worse, gonorrhea, no. Be forced to move back because what we were using blew up in our faces. All because you want to have cheap power. I got it.
It's so expensive to use wind and solar and alternate energy sources.
Shut the F up. Nuclear winter and fallout. No. How expensive is it going to be to basically clean up nuclear fallout and mess from 6 states and all of the Great Lakes? You do the math. Well, thank you for showing up for Conspiracy Therapy Zombie Apocalypse 2. All right, everybody, we're coming up on 100 episodes. And 100 episodes so far is not cheap. This might be cheaper than therapy, but it's still not totally cheap. And this is not covered by insurance. And we need some help. So please, check out the Patreon page and the links below. Whatever you can donate, we appreciate your support because we want to keep doing this. Now please, after you're done cleaning that shit out of your pants, please hit the subscribe button. Because if you do, I'll help you install that solar panel at your house. Winning! Rocking the Guinness. All right, call me a conspiracy therapist.
Therapist?
Yeah. Actually, that's a good one. But why can I not put 2 P's together? Yeah, it's 145 guards and say half a dude hanging out somewhere. What was it? Tattoo from the plane, the plane.
The plane, or the little Chinese dude with the bowler haircut from the James Bond movies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a creepy little fucker.
Yeah. And each one of those prongs of 146 men is a talk. It's not a talking.
I'm not talking.
No.
I'm gonna talk to you.
I'm gonna talk to you